Hello YouTube. Just thought I'd have a little fun there with my E-Sheen. Why are you not focusing today? Here we go. My E1010 E-Sheen's drone. I've had this for 2 years. I really like it. It's a lot of fun. I recommend everyone buy one of these. It gives you something to do. Indoor flying. It's a lot of fun. You'll enjoy it. What are we doing today? Today we are marking our holes for our lights, and we're drilling out our places to put our lights. As you can see, I've already started. Here's my 4 headlights already done. I'm going to do a real quick show you how to do the holes in the back. This material is a little bit tricky to work with. You have to be careful using a drill bit because the drill bit will tear up the plastic. Best thing to do is pre-mark your holes where you want them, and drill the hole a little bit smaller than what your bezel is going to be for your headlight, and use a Dremel to kind of work your way out to what size that you want to be as far as finish size is concerned. Okay, let's go ahead and get this set up, and I will do one for you to show you how I do them. When I drill these out, it's best to start out with a smaller drill and work your way up instead of going with the largest size first. Find your hole where you want it. Just kind of work your spot here a little bit. There's one hole. There's 2 holes. Then I take my next drill bit size. And the reason I don't go with the largest sizes is you'll tear the plastic up and destroy your hole. And if you do these off so they're crooked, you're not going to be happy with yourself. So the best thing to do is if you have one of the drill bits, if you have one of the stepper drill bits, that would probably work best. I don't have a stepper drill bit. Now what we want to do, I'll be using black on the back. As you can see, that hole's not big enough yet. And drill it. Don't go with a size that's going to automatically fit, because the best thing to do is to work your way up to the size that you need. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of flash around this edge here. Take your razor knife, trim that off. I don't have mine out yet. And the best way to do that is at an angle. And then just kind of follow the hole around to clean that out like that. And you may find when you do this that your drill bit wants to loosen up. I'm left-handed, so I tend to have more of a problem with these darn drill bits loosening up, because it works in the same direction as the... Yeah, I'm cutting that bigger than I want it to be, so you gotta be careful when you do this. It's not hard to mess these up. Just take your time. Don't be in a hurry on this. That looks good. I don't know if I'm going to do 4 or 2. As you can see, this is not big enough yet. So I'm going to do is take my Dremel, and I'm going to slowly chew the hole open a little bit bigger. The only reason I don't do them full out, like I said, is the drill bit tends to take up too much plastic and it makes things crooked. By using the Dremel, I'll show you what I use. I use a really fine tip on here. It's a stone, grinding stone, and I use that to open that hole a little bit bigger. I'm going to take a real quick break and we'll go ahead and get that chewed out to the size it needs to be. Okay, I've got the holes drilled, I've got the bezels pushed in, and then I've got my lights pushed in. These are my yellow lights. I may put some white lights next to them. I haven't decided if I want to do that yet. Obviously I've got it set up for the yellows and the whites up front. That'll be the next thing I do. It's really easy to do this. I'm working with the Turnigy light set. This is for an airplane, but you can get the light set for an automobile. I own so many of these, I'm just going to make this one work as it is. Let me show you what I did yesterday. I got my revolving light on. I got the wire hanging out here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hot glue it up around the edges and then back down around this corner very carefully because I don't want this showing too much. I do have plans on putting in interior seats and lighting in here. These LEDs right now are raw. I'm going to be putting a resistor in line with these because you shouldn't run an LED full circuit like that. And they really are hard. They're easy to put in, easy to take out. So if you have to change them, I didn't have yellow. Ended up making my own out of a bottle of Testors turn signal paint, enamel paint. It's pretty easy to, I just dip them in, let them soak, and then pull them back out, and then blow them off with a hairdryer. So anyways, part's done. One thing I don't know if I covered, here's the manual for this. What I like to do is go in the back and write down back here somewhere in my manual what I've done for upgrades to this, so that if I ever sell it or need to go back, I need to know, okay, I installed 2x12 Sabertooth ESC. Motors are Traxxas 380. Receiver is a Tactic. Dual antenna 6-channel. 18 tooth gearing. That way if someone asks me too, Scott, what'd you do with your Blizzard? What did you put in it? I can pull this manual out and I know exactly what I've done with it. Also took a little time before I even started this project to map out exactly where I wanted my bulbs, and then I marked it out here and wrote down in here where they are. This can be referred back to. I do like this. This manual is very comprehensive. It even gives you your millimeters on your screws. Shows you how to take your track off apart, set it back up. It's got your tire breakdown. It's got your parts list off to the side. This is probably the best manual I've ever gotten out of an RC anything, is this one here. I appreciate that. When you're working on something and you need to know what something is, this one's got it. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to go ahead and start working on setting this up, I believe, next. Maybe I'll drill a few more holes. I think I will go with 2 white ones. I may change these out, put those on the inside, because generally when you back one of these up, you need backup lights. So that would probably be a good idea. I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, we'll take a break. Okay, for those of you that have never done soldering before, today you're going to get a quick soldering lesson. This is my Xtronic Model 3020 soldering station. You can do this with a regular soldering gun, but I would recommend getting yourself a soldering station. They're cheap. You can get them on eBay. They're not very expensive, probably about $70 to $100 maybe. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting a, it's called OD, lead-free tinning flux. I don't know if you can see that. There, now you can. Okay, I take a toothpick and I dab a little bit on my wires, and I take my solder. This is really good solder. I don't get the cheap stuff. Try not to buy the cheap stuff. It's no good. I clean my tip. You probably can't see that. I go ahead and put a little on there. You're not supposed to do it this way, but for little tiny soldering jobs like this, it doesn't hurt to do it this way. You're not soldering a piano. You're just doing a little bitty spot here. So now we're going to take my negative wire and we're going to lay it up against. We've got solder on the wire and we've got solder on the LED that I'm going to solder. So we'll lay this up against it and tack them together. That's as simple as that. I have my temperature set at 789. That's probably a little hot, but I've been doing other projects with wiring. Generally, when you're doing any kind of leads, like a lead for a battery pack, you're going to find that wire is a lot heavier and it's going to take a lot more to get that wire heated up. So you're going to run with either hotter temperature or you're going to change the tip on your soldering iron to a wider tip. I'm running a chisel tip, a real narrow chisel tip, like that. Clean my tip off again. Okay, I'm doing the positive wire now. A bit of solder on there. Take my wire. This takes a little finagling. Come on, you. Yeah. That black wire is causing it not to want to go. Sometimes I'll take a pair of needle nose. You can't get it to go where you want it to go. Find a tool. This is hard doing it with a camera in the way. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we're not going to do that. It's too big of a tool. Let me go around the other side here. There we go. I'm left-handed, so... Ooh. Put a little solder on here. This is not how you're supposed to do it, but... You know, guys, you do what's comfortable for you. I've been doing this for a long time, and this is... They can tell you right or wrong or whatever, but... The main thing is you do what works for you, and I'm wobbling. And it's done. Simple as that. All you gotta do is touch it on there. It takes a second for that solder to get hot enough. Now, what I like to do, let's widen you back out here. Ooh, close. No. Okay. What I like to do is take some plaster dip. And I'll take a little bit of plaster dip. This is the spray stuff. I'll be honest, don't get the spray stuff. Because you end up spraying it onto a plate or whatever. Take a toothpick and cover your joints. This is to prevent any contact with metals. I always do this to all my connections. You cannot find heat tape, the kind of shrinky tape You cannot find it small enough to fit this type of wiring, so don't even try. Another thing is make sure those don't touch each other. Make sure these do not contact each other while they're drying. If they do, it'll short out. Even if it's dry, it will still short out. It does not matter. A little bit more. I usually do several coats. I'm going to warn you right now ahead of time, this stuff smells horrible. Your mother will complain and wonder what that horrible smell is. This stuff stinks, plain and simple. Alright. Gonna take a little break here. Alright, here's what I got so far. Here's my headlights. Those are pretty bright, so I'm kind of happy about that. And then here's the back lights. Ooh, those are really bright. And then it makes the yellow look kind of dim, but that's okay. We'll deal with that. That's, you know, it's really not that big of a deal. They're flashers. They're not supposed to be that bright. So we're going to deal with that. I have here, you can see it, is what they call an adjustable voltage transformer. Goes into the wall, and then I got pigtailed into the controller, and then there's my wiring. What I will do is hot glue that where I want it to go and fasten it all in. And you can see the light bleeding through the back of this. What I'm going to do is cover that up with a black epoxy or like a sealer, because I don't want that light bleeding through like that. That doesn't look good at night. It's going to have an interior cab anyways, so anyways, that's where I'm at. I'll keep working on it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Tried to show you what I could. It's really not that hard to do this stuff, just takes time. Alright, I will get the revolving light working yet, get everything neat and tidy, and I will get this video out so you can all see it. Have a good day.